What's good, fam? What's good? I.O.B.A. I'm TC. You know, the other day I checked out a video of this Jamaican cat. I guess he's some high-powered vlogger or something. Jamaican dude named Garfield. And he has a platform on YouTube. I guess he he's pretty popular among, I don't know, Jamaicans, I guess. I don't know. I hadn't heard of him. He was on Sinetta TV, and they was at this conference with Al Sharpton and a bunch of other people. And there's this big conference they had the other day. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, if Al Sharpton's there, I don't put too much credence on it. I think Al Sharpton is a gatekeeper, and he there to corral or stem the tide of this new progressive black empowerment movement. Okay, to me he there to maintain the status quo and to rein us, so-called radical black people in. Anyway, this Garfield guy, he was debating these two brothers, and they were talking about the ADOS movement, and he had the same arguments that a lot of immigrants have, that it's divisive and it's not going to lead to anything. And then he talked shit about, Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore, and he said things about they were xenophobic and he don't like them, and he's in favor of the movement, but he don't like Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore. To me, I don't think that he even has a right to speak on the movement, okay? I don't think that him or any other black immigrant really needs to be talking about, especially in a negative way, talking about the ADOS movement. I think them talking about the ADOS movement and telling us what direction we should be going with it, or how it started and where it's going to end up. To me, them talking about that is like me as a black man, as an ADOS individual in America, running my mouth about what the Hispanics are going through at the Texas border. I said this before, but I'm going to say it again. That is not this ADOS movement, and our push for reparations. It's not their fight. You know what I mean? It's really not. And it's about time that we separated ourselves from other groups of black people, from immigrant black people. You know what I mean? For one thing, the programs that are meant to help us are being, the resources are being drained by other members calling themselves minorities, and getting all the benefits that should go to us. For example, white women are considered a minority. Now, everybody know white girls ain't no motherfucking minority nowhere. But they are when it comes to affirmative action. And then you got the black immigrants from the Caribbean and from Africa and other places. And then you got the Hispanics mixed in. And the ADOS, us, we way down at the bottom. By the time you get to us, ain't no money left. And we kind of had it up to here with that bullshit. And so we separating ourselves and demanding that we be recognized as a totally different group of people, because we are. And that's what, the reparations movement is going to address. Now, all these people who putting all these negative vibes out in the atmosphere about we're not going to get it, it's never going to happen, that's cool if you don't think it's going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Everybody knows it's not going to happen by 2020. But anybody, if you listen to anybody that knows what the fuck they talking about, everybody says, and I agree, that it's going to take years and years for this shit to come about. But you got to start somewhere. And a lot of these, people like Garfield and other, immigrant intellectuals like to talk about, y'all don't have this type of platform, y'all haven't considered this, y'all haven't considered that. First, they don't know what the fuck we've considered, because they don't know what the fuck our thought process is like. They think they do, but they don't. They seriously underestimate the work that we put in. And this is part of the problem. They really do come over here thinking that they, leaps and bounds ahead of us intellectually. You know what I mean? They think their work ethic is much, much better than ours. And they think that we don't take advantage of opportunity that's right in front of our face. They have no idea how much and how far white people went to lock us out of that shit. And the strides that we made in spite of the barriers put in front of us. Not anything else, but in spite of the barriers that were put in front of us, we made strides. So when they come over here talking that condescending bullshit, they have they have no idea how nasty the white people are that we have to deal with. And when I say nasty, I mean really vile practices that they put in place and wrote into law to keep us subjugated. For example, I checked out a video, and you all should check it out too, called I think it's called Jim Crow of the North, something like that. But it was talking about, it was speaking on redlining in the state of Minnesota, and how black people were, locked out of home ownership, especially in certain areas, by something called racial covenants that were written into these deeds. Now, I didn't realize how deep that shit went. Now, I knew about redlining, and I knew that white people had agreements where they wouldn't sell to black people, and they wouldn't buy from black people, and they wouldn't sell to black people. I knew about those agreements, but I didn't know that they were written into, the FHA fucking mission statement. I didn't know that they were I didn't know the shit ran that deep. And this racial covenant business is written in, is spread all across the country. Anyway, y'all check that video out, and you'll see just how much, and this is just one thing, just how much effort white people put forth just to keep black people at a certain level in this country. I'm talking about, for example, quick example. There was a brother building a house. And he was a well-to-do brother. He was well-educated. He went on to be an ambassador. He was, he wasn't just, a regular blue-collar dude who had a few dollars saved up. No, he was a, upper-middle-class black man. He's building a house in a all-white neighborhood. Now, granted, he was part of the boule, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said his daughter, this guy's daughter, was fucking with Du Bois. I say Du Bois, but whatever. That's who his daughter was fucking with, dating. But anyway, he was building a house in that neighborhood, right? And white folks didn't know that it was a black man building that house until the house was almost finished. Once the house got finished and he wanted to move in, them motherfuckers came out 100 strong, 200 strong, protesting this nigga moving into the neighborhood. I mean, they meant that shit. And this is the type of, this shit was going on all over the North. These racial covenants were some serious motherfucking business. And this is just some of the shit that we had to deal with coming, black people had to deal with coming into this country. And we fought through that shit all the way up into the civil rights movement so that we can make it possible for black people from other places to migrate to this country. One of the things was so that black people can migrate to this country. Because our presidents at that time, during that era, didn't want y'all niggas. They didn't want the niggas they already had here. They definitely didn't want a bunch of motherfuckers coming up from Jamaica and Africa and other places migrating here. But anyway, here we are. And here y'all are. All because of our blood, sweat, and tears. So, we ADOS people are standing up. And we are demanding what's owed. Give us what's owed. That's all we want. We don't want to argue with y'all. Again, stay out of it, man. Leave it alone. Fight for your reparations in the Caribbean. Fight with the English. I mean, this Garfield dude said that he wasn't even for reparations for the Jamaicans from Great Britain. Words to that effect. And I'm like, why, dude? Why? Anytime them crackers trying to get up off some of that money they stole, you got to take it. And I'm sure he has his reasons or whatever, but I don't dig that shit at all. You know what I mean? White people owe black people all over the world their very existence. And when they're trying to give even just a little bit of it back, or even if you have to demand and take it back, then that's what you got to do. You don't just, I don't want it. So you want your people to stay living in abject poverty. Nah, man. Listen to what's going on with Yvette, when Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore quote that data to you. And unless you are an agent of white supremacy, how can you fucking disagree with that? Stay the fuck out of that argument, man. That this ADOS reparations tangibles argument has nothing to do with y'all. Matter of fact, and I said this before, y'all better keep y'all motherfucking head on a swivel. When I say y'all, I mean black immigrants. Y'all better keep y'all head on a swivel, because Donald Trump, his immigration policy is getting worse, not better. And they're going to turn their attention in earnest to the so-called undocumented black immigrants sooner or later. And y'all going to need the support of ADOS. Again. You really are. Because when they start kicking y'all motherfucking doors in, hey, y'all didn't want no part of us. You know, again, y'all say the ADOS is a divisive move, and we don't need to be divided at this time. We didn't do the dividing. We did not do the dividing. Y'all did the fucking dividing. Y'all separated yourself from us. Y'all didn't want nothing to do with us. Y'all didn't want us trying to fuck y'all women. Y'all didn't want us trying to appropriate y'all culture. Y'all didn't want us doing none of those things. Y'all moved into y'all little communities, Jamaican here, Haitian there, Barbados over there, this, that. I'm not a black American. I'm different from them. I'm this, I'm that. Okay, cool. Let's see how different you are when ICE come kicking your fucking door in. Because as soon as they get done with them Hispanics, that's where they're going next. And trust me, it's already started. Anyway, that's it for now, y'all. Check out that video, though. Jim Crow of the North, I think it's called. And when I look at that shit, that just confirmed what I already knew. Let me tell you something else, man. When you down south, you always know where the fuck you stand when it comes to white people. Even now in 2019, you know where you stand when it comes to white people. It's much, much nastier when they doing that shit behind your back. It's much, much nastier because they can do much, much more evil shit to you. And they deny it. And they have plausible deniability. Anyway, that's it for now, y'all. I got to get on this workout. What is it? Wednesday? Yeah. I trained my core and my shoulders. It's going to be a good one. Peace, y'all. TC, and I'm out.